Excellent.
So, welcome everybody. I'm Tracy Jane Hughes from Manage Those Things and the Business Cheerleading Club. And I'm delighted to welcome Alice Elliot today, who has been known as the fairy blog mother and does wonderful things with blogs and helps all sorts of people get their blogs sorted. But I've been fascinated to learn more recently about commenting on blogs. So Alice, welcome. How did you get into blogging to start with? That would just give us a bit of a background.
Welcome, Tracy Jane. Commenting and blogging, I started well over a decade ago, ages and ages ago, when it was all technical and difficult. And the Fairy Blog Mother was born because it needed somebody who was able to explain blogging without all the techie bits. They could do. Yeah. It was a way of somebody who experienced it firsthand and suffered all the techie bits and was able to explain it in ordinary words. Now that isn't needed anymore because blogging has become easier. It's much easier now to create a blog. You can do it in about 5 minutes, literally. And I know somebody actually created a blog in 58 seconds, but we won't go there. And it's not a phenomenon now needed to have techie bits explained. Well, they do need to be explained, but not in such a considerable extent as it used to be. So I've now focused on the world of blog commenting, which now has, well, basically since 2014, has gone into decline. And the reason why it did is because the rise of spam. So spam has defeated commenting. And in 2014, it got really, really bad. The spam, not the commenting. Yeah. So as a result, big successful bloggers that got thousands and thousands of comments were getting equally, probably 80%, if not more, spam. Okay. And this was putting a real heavy load on their commenting, on the moderation systems, the systems where they have to check each comment before they can publish it. Yeah. And it was like getting crazy, absolutely crazy. So as a result, they shut down their commenting and moved over to social media, which they thought was a good thing. Yeah. The reason why that is because they thought that they get more engagement on social media, which is probably true to an extent, but it's not connected to the actual blog post in question. There's a divide, there's a break. So as a result, lots of engagement happened on social media, but nothing on the blog. And lo and behold, their visitor numbers plummeted. Not a good idea. So they realised after about sort of 12, 18 months, this was, getting a bit dire. They decided to reopen their blogs again, their blog commenting again. Intrepidly, scarily, they opened it again and expecting an influx of spam. But there was spam, but not quite so much. And they also realised that spam usually happens about 2 weeks after a blog post has been published. That's when the spammers come. So if they want to have excellent comments from their loyal readers, which is all about creating a community, then you open your blog comments for a limited amount of time. About 7 to 14 days, depending on when the spammers took a hold. And that worked brilliantly. And now they've got the lovely comments coming in again. And of course, since the readers know that they've got a limited time to get their comment in, they get them in early. They get them in, putting their poignant, relevant comments, and win-win basically.
That's absolutely fascinating, Alice. I mean, I think I stopped my sort of regular blogging probably about that time, about 2014. And I've been doing it again more recently. But I hadn't realised that the big bloggers and the big blog sites had literally moved everything offline. So whilst the spam is obviously still an issue, I'm presuming that all the techie stuff that helps spam stay off websites and how people are creating their websites now is preventing that spam from coming in until, like you say, that sort of 14 days onwards.
If you do get the ways of actually closing comments down, you close comments after 14 days, but also if you don't, or the little blogs, I don't recommend you do that.
Okay.
The moderation systems the systems that check against spamming and put your comment into a holding file until you can look at it and then approve it and then come and reply to it, because replying is very important because it doubles the amount of comments you get, actually. An extra win-win. And but so now that you've got these moderation systems in place, spam is getting more and more difficult. The robot spam is more difficult now.
Okay.
But not human spam. Because they've all realised now that you've got to be human to comment spam or real or what. So, but of course, it's more difficult to do human spamming than it is to do robot spamming, because you can't do thousands and thousands and thousands of crap blogs, comments left, right, and centre. So they've actually started to get very clever, these spammers.
Okay.
And it's more and more difficult to tell what is a good comment and what is a spam comment. So that's what the Commenting Club does. It actually educates you into realising what's a good comment and what's a spam comment.
Okay. So, Alice, would you, what is a good comment, and how, we might, have a blog ourselves and need to obviously recognise what's a good comment and what's a bad comment to either approve it or not approve it. So, but also how can we make sure that the comments we write on other people's blogs are considered to be good and not spammy?
Excellent question. 2 parts, actually.
Thank you.
Number one, how do we know what a spam is and what a good comment is? Well, if the comment is relevant to what you've written about, if it actually is coherent and is well written and actually extends or enhances your post, and it's I was going to say forms of conversation, but that's not the case now, because conversations happen now with spammers, because that's how they think you're going to get across. But it's got to be relevant. It's got to be a continuation of what you're writing about, and it's got to be altruistic. It's got to talk about you, the blogger, and not yourself. If a commenter blabs on about themselves, it's highly likely to be a spam, unless, of course, it's one of these self-centered commenters. You don't really want those. So it's up to you. Of course, in the old days, it used to be full of links. You used to get about 40 links in your post. I know those are obvious. You can just immediately get the delete button for those. But it's literally, you decide whether the comment you've got in front of you, is it actually useful and constructive to your blog post?
Okay.
It can disagree with you. There's nothing wrong with that. And as long as it's not derogatory and horrible like a troll. But I can do more about trolls later in the Comedy Club. That's a huge area of trolling. But you can have a disagreement, and I actually advise that you should publish posts that disagree with you, because it shows that they're real commenters and it's not done by your next door's dog or something to boost up numbers. So what you do is I've actually got an area where how to cope with disagreeable posts and disagreeing posts and not very nice posts in that respect that are proper commenters. How you respond to them is positive, and you keep your side of the argument, but you don't enter into an all-night slinging match. It's not worth getting into a long disagreement, because that can get trollish, and you don't want that. But there are ways. There are ways of actually continuing a conversation with someone who may disagree with you, who may think what you've written is incorrect. And it's up to you whether to try and prove that what you've written is correct, or if you see their point of view, agree with them. And, in your reply comment, say, yeah, that's a great point. I really, appreciate you saying that, and, continue with a bit more extra about what you think, why you think their disagreement is correct. So don't dismiss disagreeable posts if you think they're valid, if you think they're relevant to what your actual post is, because it shows argument, it shows discussion, it shows interaction, it shows people have a point of view.
And I think that's what I'm learning from you, from having read some of your blog posts and commented on some of your blog posts. It's about what you're about, Alice, is very much about engaging that discussion. And part of what I'm about and trying to do with the Business Cheerleading Club and manage those things is helping people to have those conversations with people and collaborate. And obviously I'm collaborating with business owners doing these conversations and helping to share tips for business, which the feedback we're getting is or that I'm getting, it's lovely that people are saying I could not get that conversation going without you having started it. And I'm guessing that that's what is now happening with bloggers and the comments on blogs, is that those conversations would not have happened unless that blog post had been written and that person has then commented on it. And sometimes, like you say, that conversation goes offline. It doesn't always, just stay on the blog. But I know historically that some of some customers came to me from blog posts, and we had a bit of a conversation on the commenting section, and then they moved on to become good customers. Exactly. So is that sort of you talked a little bit about it, Alice, about it being sort of almost like a lost art. And I just want to say hello to Alice, and I think we've got other viewers as well. So hello, and please do ask any questions that you've got of Alice or myself about blogging and commenting, because this is about trying to get you the information you need to do what you need to do, to either comment on other people's blogs or to make the best use of the comments you get on your own blogs.
Yes, definitely. Welcome all questions, good, bad, ugly, or whatever, because any question is a good question, basically.
It is, definitely.
Anyway, going about what you said then, you were talking about the amount of feedback you got from people who responded, whether it's a blog post, whether it's even like a Facebook Live like this is, all relevant. The information is out there. People are entitled to their point of view. The blogger is entitled to their point of view, and the commenter is entitled to their blog point of view. So unless you actually allow this to happen, the feedback and the conversation is a very important word, because that's what commenting is. It's continuing the conversation between the blogger and the reader. The reader is allowed to make contact with the blogger because of this commenting system. Because back in the heady days of Web 2.0, which was like 2000 and goodness knows what, or even before that, this ability to comment on blogs was, whoa, wonderful, how exciting, how new. But now it's like, what? Of course we do that. But it's got to a point when, we've got this wonderful facility, but we're not using it properly. So we can encourage feedback, we can encourage comments, we can encourage conversations, we can encourage discussion, we can encourage all sorts of things to make the communication between the blogger and the reader more useful, helpful, constructive, and it helps everybody. It helps the blogger to write better posts in the future. It helps the reader to understand how the blogger thinks. It actually encourages other readers to come by and see that there is a community of readers out there. It isn't just a dead blog with somebody putting a post up now and again and nothing coming out of it. And of course, all this lovely activity makes the search engines interested. And that's another point I'm going to put into my commenting club, because, the whole aspect of the search engines can do. It's you know, it's not just putting keywords into posts. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes, and commenting.
Yeah, I read a post of yours, and I've shared it quite a lot, Alice, about how commenting on other people's blogs will help your own website get higher rankings. So, you know, how does that work for those people that, you know, like I haven't got time to blog, you know, I can't do that. I'm so busy in my business, you know, I can't do that. Can they actually, you know, spend a bit of time each day, each week doing some commenting, and that will help their website improve in visibility?
You can think of a comment as a mini post. And if you are literally writing your own mini posts, and I suggest they shouldn't be more than 500 words or you're overtaking blog, certainly shouldn't write more than the actual original post. That's definitely a no-no. But because that's rude. But you know, you think of your commenting as a mini post, and if you are able to go out and find relevant blogs and websites, and it needs to be relevant to your cause or a post that you're referring to, then this is picked up, the relevancy is picked up by search engines. So if you write a good quality, reasonably length post on a relevant subject to the host post, as I call it, and then you, in the when you put your URL, you know, in the submission areas, put an actual post that's relevant to the conversation. So look in your blog and find a relevant post that's relevant to the comments and the host post. And this is a double whammy. This is extra brownie points. And the search engine this and will mark you higher for this relevancy. It's all very well putting in your homepage, but the homepage may not be as relevant as finding an actual relevant post that you've already written.
Wow. Okay.
That's actually something I've sort of cottoned on with us past sort of month, and yeah, it's powerful. Really powerful.
Yeah, I can see that, because if somebody, you know, sort of sees your comment that you've left on somebody else's post and thinks, oh yes, I like that comment, I like what they're saying, I'll go and look at them, they can link to that link that you've submitted on your comment, and that will take them to that URL. And if you're taking them to the homepage, yeah, that's fine. But
it's not as good as a real post.
Yeah, there are some there's some plugins I've seen on some websites. Some bloggers actually have something, I can't remember what it's called, but it will actually take it directly to your last post, maybe. But that's still not necessarily a relevant post, is it?
Not necessarily a relevant post. It could be the last post you wrote, but it needs to be necessarily the subject, which is not quite the same.
Yeah.
So you want to make it relevant. You want to increase the ranking of your blog through commenting. Then it's best to make sure that the relevance linkage is literally as relevant as possible. And don't forget, we're dealing with search engines are just algorithm robots. They're not human. They don't think like you and I. You know, when they travel around all these links, they've got little tick boxes to deal with, and they don't think, they think mathematically. And so relevance is a very high factor. And if they can click all the relevant tick boxes, then that will give it a huge boost to whatever system you're doing. And it makes what you're doing much more efficient, I think.
Yes. Well, that's absolutely fascinating. So if somebody
comments and, you know, a week, I mean, this is difficult, I know, starting out, maybe do 5 in a week and then increase it as you get better.
Okay.
But if you can find 5 relevant blogs a week and write 5 relevant comments linking back to 5 relevant posts you've already written, that's going to be a huge boost to your ranking. So I interrupted you. What did you say?
No, I think I was going to, that was much more important what you said. I think I was going to ask you about how do you find relevant blogs to comment on?
Gosh, that's difficult. There's lots of hashtag searching. Go on Twitter, go on various other, you can go on Pulse and Medium and find other places where lots and lots of posts are written. There's a Feedly where you can, and there's Google alerts and all, but they're usually rubbish. Actually, don't bother with those. And, but no, seriously, they are rubbish. Google's alert system is dire. So
yeah,
strike that one. And but there are various ways of finding lists. You can go on Pocket has recommendations. The system where you bookmark stuff. Go on all the bookmarking sites. Tons and tons there. Dig and that lot. Tons stumble upon. I could go on forever. There's loads there. Just keep looking. You use the keyword system in the search to find something you want relevant to comment on, and good luck. The most difficult thing you probably find is finding blogs that not only are relevant but also are worth commenting on, because you can't guarantee the quality of the blog in the first place.
Yes, so that was almost like the next thing. That there may be, you may have a lot of competitors in your market, for example, and you're all writing about similar things. Is it worth your while to spend time commenting on a competitor's blog, for example?
If they've got a high domain authority, yes.
Okay.
Because the higher ranking they are, the more kudos you get from commenting on their blog.
Okay.
Usually, if they've got a high ranking anyway, they're going to be better quality than those who are not, for obvious reasons. Yeah. Search engines are giving them that big high quality because they're good quality.
Yes.
But there's no reason why you can't find a good quality blog and give it a bit of a boost, because it's boosted both ends. The person who's commented on is boosted and the commenter is actually boosted as well. So it's a win-win. So there's no reason why you can't promote somebody else's. You find a brilliant, brilliant post that could do with a bit of extra oomph, and you frequent it and give it some love, basically. Because that's what
excellent
love.
It is. So and Alice, I mean, I have some blogs that I, and some sites that I go to regularly, and yours is one of them now. I'm learning an awful lot from yours, and I'm sharing that to the business community that I'm in. So is it? Does it help? We'll ask this question of Alice's in a minute. So if you keep returning to the same blog, is it still giving you that same, love to your own website if you're continually commenting on the same blog, even though it's different posts?
Well, even as long as it's relevant, yes. Because it's all about relationship. And I see above there's Alice's question about networking. Yeah. Networking is about creating a relationship. And so you want to create a relationship in the offline networking groups that you may go to promote your business. And you want to continue that online on people's blogs. And so if you find other people in your networking group, whether it's on or offline, it doesn't matter, and they have blogs and they're relevant, or you you respect them for what they do and you want to give them help, and they respect you back, it's all altruistic. There's no reason why you can't regularly comment on those blogs. And as long as the relevance is the key, what you say is relevant to them, and vice versa. So yes, there's find some good friends. Friends can be created through networking systems, relationship building, relevancy. Everybody connects with everybody else, and everybody helps everybody else out. So there's no reason why you can't regularly go on someone's blog whenever they've written a new post and give them some love in that way as well. Brilliant idea.
Yeah. No, it is, and I know that I'm in some groups that we share our own posts, and and we're encouraged, to read other people's posts. Not only is that, broadening our understanding of different topics of all sorts. It doesn't have to be some of the groups that I'm in. The posts and the blogs that are created are not just about business. We've got food bloggers, we've got travel bloggers, and I love all of those things. So there's nothing to stop us from commenting and reading things that are outside of our business realm.
Not at all. I mean,
it's a lot of interest to it.
It's your range, doesn't it? Makes you okay. You may think it's outside your niche, but actually there are ways and means of extending your reach, as it were, through commenting. And if you read someone's post about gardening, for example, and you think, "Oh God, I haven't cut my lawn for ages," you could say that on your comment and say, "Look, I haven't cut my lawn for ages. Can you give me some tips what I should do to an overgrown lawn?"
Yeah.
Now, the post may be about looking after your lawn after heavy snow we've got at the moment. So this all may be relevant. So by asking the blog author a question within the comment, you're not only is it relevant and you're continuing the conversation, but you're also encouraging a response. And so this responding, this continuation of thread, as it's called, is also benefit also to commenting. It helps helps with the popularity factor, because a more popular a blog is through the number of comments it has. And of course, you can see lots of threads happening. Let's can go, as I said in my last post, I think I had about 20 threads comments in one blog. This was back in 2013, so it was a long time ago. And we had a really enjoyable conversation. Okay, it was slightly delayed because you had to moderate the blimmin' things every time, but we had a lovely time. It was a very nice afternoon. And there's no reason why you can't get tips from the host post by asking a question in your comments and hopefully getting a reply. And then if you ask another question or want a clarification or something, then there's no reason why the conversation shouldn't continue.
Yeah.
See, commenting isn't the one-off. It isn't just a nice post. That was nice. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for writing it. You can add to it. You can enhance it. You can get more information, not only for yourself, but the other readers as well. And it may stimulate another post from the host as well. Next one might be a result of questions you've asked in that particular comment. I've written loads of posts that have arisen because of comments someone said on one of my other posts. This is continuous.
Yes. Alice, it's fascinating. And I'm sure, I think I could talk to you all day. I think I just feel like, grabbing a cup of coffee and carrying on this conversation. You've got so much energy and so much to share. And, this conversation is going to spark lots of other conversations. I know that. In all sorts of different channels. So thank you so much for coming and sharing that. And you're starting this commenting club really soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm aiming to get it done on Monday, the 5th of March. Oh my God, that's so soon. So
it's not
hard work weekend, and then all systems go. So
okay, so people can join you, and I'll try and put it up on the screen. It's the commenting club. Is it thecommentingclub.com?
Thecommentingclub.co.uk. Don't do club. I'm planning to.
Okay, so if they come and join you at thecommentingclub.co.uk, they're going to get all sorts of hints and tips to help them create these conversations online. Is that right?
Basically, they could understand the reason why, and once you understand the reason why, then the process becomes easier.
Okay, brilliant.
I think basically people understand anything at all about commenting. They think they do, but they don't really.
Yeah, I think we probably all need to sign up.
Sign up to the waiting list at the moment, because that's what is available, and then everything hopefully is going to come live, and it will come live. I think you should say it will go online.
It will go live on the 5th. Yes, exactly.
Yes. And you can join up and enjoy the world of wonderful wisdom. I've been working on this for over 4 years, so I've got loads of stuff to share with my community. That's what my community club is a community.
Yeah.
everybody to join in and share and comment, of course.
Yes. And, you know, the Business Cheerleading Club is, you know, a different type of community, but is also about sharing and support. And you know, it would be lovely to have you, you know, maybe come. And I'm doing this live, but I'm not putting you on the spot. But it, you know, that I'm sure, you know, my community would love to have some more input from you, Alice, in the future. So we'll maybe talk about that.
I only have to talk about
that. Yes, I will ask, and we'll get something sorted. So Alice Elliot from thecommentingclub.co.uk, which is going to launch on Monday, the 5th of March. So go over there now, register your interest, and Alice will send you details for that over the weekend. And if you're wanting a broader support about more sort of, you know, business, website, finances, planning, all of everything else to do with business, then the Business Cheerleading Club is what I'm running and helping people to grow their businesses in the way for them. So thank you, Alice. Thank you, Alice, online, who's been following along. I think we've had some other people live who haven't commented. So thank you, everybody, for coming live. And I know that this is going to create lots of comments, Alice. So thank you so much. And I look forward to working with you in the future.
Brilliant. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Right. Is that it?